Good morning YouTube and welcome to today's video, or should I say magandang umaga. I want to share with you something I'm really excited about. Obviously if you've read the title of this video you'll know already, but I am going to be learning, I should say attempting to learn, Tagalog, like bagaong, which is a shrimp paste and has absolutely nothing to do with this video. I just like saying it, bagaong. It took me a long time to get that. Remember when we used to say bagoon? Bagoon. We've come a long way together, you and I. And the channel has come a long way. We've grown tremendously in the last couple of months. And a lot of you are from the Philippines and are Filipino. And that's as a result of the fact that we make and celebrate and share Filipino food, cuisine and culture. Now, because the channel has grown so much, so has our ad revenue, which is essentially the money that Google pays us every month for the ads on our videos. And I should say as well, before I go on, thank you very much to anyone out there that doesn't skip ads as a means of supporting our channel. I think that's just amazing that you would do that, so thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And because of you, you've actually helped us generate almost £300. I still remember when we made like £60 across like 3 months. I was so excited about that. I think I celebrated by having an ube pandesal. Now I want to reinvest some of this. Obviously a percentage of it will be needed for us to afford to live and buy food and buy equipment and also the time necessary to making these videos. But I'd also like to take a small amount of it and find ways to spend it in the Philippines. One way of doing this, and this isn't entirely selfless, I'm gonna be benefiting in some way. You see, I went ahead and bought 10 one-hour Tagalog lessons with a Filipino lady. She's lovely, her name is Abigail. And she lives in the Philippines and she's going to be teaching me Tagalog. And we've already started. Kamusta? How are you? Pangalan mo. Anong pangalan mo?
Yes, what's your name in English?
Mabute. Ulit. Again. Bahay. House. Okay, so I don't need to say Hindi po to you.
It's okay, yeah, because we're the same age, it's okay.
Magandang hapon.
The end.
Hapon. Hapon. You can't laugh at me. You see, I wanted to start my Tagalog lessons with Abigail before making this video because that way I could get the ball rolling and you know, it'd be much harder to quit. And I also wanted to do that before I told you because now I definitely can't quit. I've also realized if there's one language that I have any chance of actually learning, it's Tagalog. And I'll tell you why. But first, the best way to learn a language, and I'm going to quote a lady called Lydia Machova and her TED talk on language learning.
I love learning foreign languages.
But basically Lydia says that it's all about trying to take the monotonous, boring subject that language learning can be at school and trying to turn it into this pleasant activity that you don't mind doing every day.
Or even how they love to cook based on recipes in a foreign language. All of them use different methods, but they always make sure it's something that they personally enjoy.
So how does that relate to me learning Tagalog? Well, because I love creating videos on this channel, more now than ever. And one big part of the creative process is the researching. So we spend a lot of time researching the foods that we're going to be making. And when we're doing that, we actually end up watching a lot of videos of people speaking Tagalog.
Ano ba yung dapat lasa ng...
People like Pansalang Pinoy and Simple.
Kasi yung ibig sabihin ng sisig ay...
I just got seasick. What did he say?
I'm not entirely sure.
Then there's you. You're the greatest teacher I could possibly ask for. Because of you, I've inadvertently learned more phrases in Tagalog than I actually know in any other language apart from English. For example, hanggang mamatay and kamusta kayong lahat. And I'm gonna try this one. Sa muli nating pagkikita. That's meant to be until we meet again, but I think I butchered that. I mean, at least I've learned 2 phrases. And I learned all of these without it even feeling like a chore. I've actually found enjoyment in learning a new language. But it's not just all about enjoyment. There are methods and systems that are necessary to learning a language. And that's why not only will I be taking 2 lessons a week with Abigail, I've also been doing 15 minutes per day of writing down words and repeating them. Just in the last couple of days, I learned what gabi means, evening, ulit again, malit is short. And now I know what malit means in Tagalog. I'm gonna write it down in my black book of Tagalog phrases and words, should we say. And then in the future, I basically just have to make sure that I keep looking back in this book and checking that I still remember these words. And they're not just, you know, part of my short-term memory today, but my long-term memory. I've also downloaded an app which is called Drops, where you basically have to, for example, pair a Tagalog word with its respective images.
Asukal.
It's actually really fun and very addictive.
Itlog.
Yes.
Limon.
Limon. That one's a bit easy.
Tinidor.
Tinador. And finally, I've got some podcasts which are in Tagalog. I don't really understand what they're saying.
Andun kasi nga yung feeling na parang, uy, 29 na ako, kailangan, dapat achieve ko na to. Diba? And ngayon kasi sa social media, madaling makita yun, di ba? Na parang, ang bata nito, millionaire yun.
Although I can't really understand what they're saying, I think this does really help with pronunciation and improving like my accent. I also find their accent to be incredibly soothing, so although that might not help me learn Tagalog, it's certainly relaxing. I want to make this a regular thing where I'll check in with you on my progress. You can definitely expect more of me practicing Tagalog with our Making and Eating series as well. I feel like a bi-monthly check-in vlog will help keep me accountable, and you can help too. Don't be afraid to give me a nudge and, you know, just ask me how I'm doing or what I've learned. It's funny because when I was at school, I hated learning languages. I was terrible at it. I mean, I was a terrible student anyway, but I mean, I really despised languages. But the problem was I just didn't enjoy it. And through this channel, I've actually learned to really enjoy learning Tagalog, albeit the absolute basics, but I've had a blast so far. And I promise to continue. I can't promise that I'll be fluent anytime soon or within the next decade, but I really do hope when we go and visit the Philippines again that I'm able to actually have a conversation with someone in Tagalog. Hopefully ask more than just nasaan ang banyo, which is where is the bathroom, but pronounced horribly. On that note, I just want to end with a quote by Nelson Mandela. If you speak to someone in a language they understand, you speak to their head. If you speak to someone in their native language, you speak to their heart. And I suppose that's what I hope to achieve by learning Tagalog. I want to speak to the hearts of the people that watch this channel. I'll see you on the next video for some more Making and Eating. Bye!